Hey everybody, how's it going? Joe's Neon here. I've gotten some requests to show more video about my occupation as far as the neon goes and the glass bending. So what I decided to do is to take you to work with me today, and I'll give you guys an idea of what goes on here in a neon plant and how neon is made. A lot of you folks probably don't know how neon is made. It's getting to be a dying art. I'm one of the only people left here in the Capital District that's still doing neon. But I've got a lot of work right now, and I'm really thankful for that. So while I got to work, I want to show you guys what's going on. I want to show you the stations of the neon plant. I want to show you the tools that are used, the materials that are used, and then I'll show you some glass bending. So let's get started. Over here is what's called a crossfire, and there you have 12 tips that are focused towards each other to a center point. In that center is about 1700 degrees. So that gets the glass good and hot, that's for sure. That's for making all your short bends. 90-degree angles, double backs, things of that nature. I'll show you what those look like and describe those to you in a minute here. Now over here we have what's called a ribbon burner. Now this flame here I can make shorter, I can make longer for different length curved bends. Okay, bends that are curved that I have to heat certain lengths, like a letter O, a letter C, a letter S, anything like that. Okay, over here, and I'll get to this in another video, this is where the units, and I'll refer to neon as units. Each piece of neon is referred to as a separate unit, okay? Like this arrow right here, that is a unit, one separate unit. For this particular job, I had to do 12 different arrows. So these are all ready to be pumped. There's some more units over here that I've completed. But yeah, this is the pumping station. This is the manifold. This is where the units are bombarded, which means they're heated up to a high temperature. They're drawn down to a vacuum, created a perfectly clean, pure environment inside the tube where we can put one of two rare gases in, either argon or neon. And like I said, I'll talk to you more about that at another time when we do a video on pumping, okay? So the tools that I'll be using is, we have files here. These files are ground down on the edges, and you score the glass, which you'll see me do, and you break the glass after you score it with a file. We use welder's chalk to mark the glass. This is a blow hose. I'll show you how I use that. I have to keep this in my mouth so that when I make the bend, it's just like a garden hose. If you bend a garden hose, it's going to collapse, right? But if you blow in it, it won't collapse. All right, I have to use corks that I can put at the end of the other end of the tube so that you know, I can blow in and have pressure in the tube. I have different size adapters to go into different size tubing, okay? And that brings us to the tubing. This down here is all clear glass. Everything from 10 millimeter all the way up to 15 millimeter. In between is 13 millimeter, 9 millimeter, 12 millimeter. That's what I'll stock in clear glass. And generally, all clear glass that is used today is used with neon. So it's all red if you see clear glass. Okay, now over here is where I keep all my colored glass. Okay, you got whites, you got blues, different types of blues, yellows, purples, seacrest, different greens, okay? All these colors here are in different diameters also, from 10 millimeter, 12 millimeter, 15 millimeter. And what creates the color, being that we only have two colors of gas we use, red and blue. Red is neon, blue is argon. It comes from the powder coating within the tube, the different colors. Now, I'll show you here. This here is a piece of turquoise. It looks white, but if we put argon gas in it, it's a beautiful, beautiful turquoise color. If we put neon in it, it would be a pink color. And what makes those differences in the color variations is because there's a phosphor coating I don't know if you can see that. I'm scraping that coating, just like a fluorescent lamp. And those different phosphor coatings inside these tubes are what gives them all those different colors in neon that everybody loves. So I'm going to have a hard time videotaping to show you guys how this is done. That's just a basic idea. I'm going to show you some more of the tools that we use, you know, as I go along here. But I just want to get to moving on here. Now, the job that I'm working on right now, I don't know if you're going to be able to see this, but it's an auto glass job. That sign's about 60 years old. It's downtown Albany, and it says replacement auto glass service. And there's a whole bunch of little arrows running around it, and a lot of the glass was broke. Some of it was good, but it's just so old. I don't know if you can see that. Can you see that? So we've got all the glass here. Now let me show you. I'll show you the old glass. Boy, I walked into this pile. I said, what is going on? This is all the old glass here. Some of this stuff has been up on the sign since day one. But most of it's been worked on, it's been repaired, it's been fixed, it's been smashed, it's in rough shape. So they were able to convince the customer that it needed to be made new. And I've got some units done already, and this is what a new unit looks like. Okay, quite a bit different than those old units over there. So, but like I said, I'm going to try to do the best I can videotaping here. It's going to be tricky, but this is where everything starts out. Okay, we took the old units that were in the sign. Okay, they were all brought down back to the shop here, and patterns were made. Okay, this is what a pattern looks like. All right, that's GL in glass. Okay, you'll notice it's in reverse. Everything in neon is bent in reverse. That way, when it's flipped over, all of the glass is flat on the front of the sign. So we bend everything in reverse. That way, any rises or bends are towards the back of the sign. How do I explain that? Let me show you on a unit over here. Okay. This AS, okay? AS, okay, I would bend this backwards. Okay, that's the way I would bend it on the bench. But if you turn it around, it's all flat on the front now. Okay, you have AS the right way. So everything is bent in reverse in neon. Okay, so I was a little bit zoomed in there. Sorry about that. I probably could have gotten much better video. Okay, so let me see if I can put you over here for a second. So what we got, like I said, we got our pattern. Okay, that has to go underneath this metal screen, because when we come out of these fires with that hot glass, if we put it right on the pattern, it would just instantly burn. It would flash right into flames. So something else I want to show you here before we get started. This is really important. When you look at this pattern, you can't just start bending the glass anywhere you want. You have to start in one particular spot, because if you don't, you'll run back into yourself. Like, I can't start here, okay? Because if I started here, I would come up, over, down, back over, down, and around like this, and I would end up running back into myself. Okay, so it's tricky where this letter needs to start. And this particular letter here needs to start here in this part of the G. So that's going to be the first bend we're going to make, all right? And I'm going to show you that. And it's a 90-degree bend. It's really no big deal, okay? I'll show you what you can see from the heating and me actually making the bend and then going to the pattern. I just want to see if I can get you a good camera angle over here that's going to work, that you're going to be able to see the fire. Okay, and the pattern. I'm going to have to move. Okay. I'm just going to move this pattern over here so that you guys can see that better, okay? So now what I'm going to do, the neon comes in 4-foot lengths. We're using clear glass because these letters are going to be red. Take a 4-foot length of 12 millimeter glass. They're dead straight as possibly could be. And we're going to, they're not going to be straight anymore in a minute. Okay? So, I want to figure out how much glass I'm going to need to go where I want to on this letter. Okay? And that's going to do it right there. Now, since this sign is a double-faced sign or a double-sided sign, I have to make 2 of everything. So, I get 2 sticks of glass ready that are going to perform the same part of the letter. Now what I do is I take and I stick the corks in the ends of the tube. See, I got the corks in there? Now I take 1 stick and I take my 12 millimeter adapter right there. I put it on my blow hose. That's why, if you may have heard a neon tube bender also referred to as a glass blower, and that's how glass blowers get their name, because you blow into the glass. So okay, we got the adapter into the end of the tube, we got the cork on the other end, and we got our glass mark. Let's make a 90, you ready? Into the fire we go. Now, I'm literally turning this glass back into a liquid. And it takes a minute. I'm heating about, I don't know, an inch of glass in length. Now once I've got it, see how it's loose here now? Okay, it's wet. Now I have to heat the back of the bend and let gravity take glass down to the back of the bend, so when I bend it, it's an even thickness. Okay, here we go. When we go to the pattern, and we line it up. Okay, now I'm going to make my next 90-degree bend. I'm not going to bring you back to the pattern yet. I'll show you after I make this or maybe the next bend. Okay, but now we got our bend, and I remarked the glass by going back to the pattern. I marked where the next bend has to be, so we'll make another 90. This is just a process of back and forth, in and out of the fires, back and forth. Fires, pattern, all day. Okay, I got that good and heated up, it's loose, see that? Now I'm going to heat the back of the bend. Now we're going to make the bend. I blow into the tube as I make the bend to inflate it so it doesn't collapse. Back to the pattern, I'm aligning it on the pattern, and I'm also letting the glass cool so it doesn't move on me. Take my welder's chalk, I mark my glass again for the next bend. The next bend's going to be another 90. I'm going to make this bend, and then I'm going to bring you back over here to show you our progress. Okay, there's where we're at. Now we're going to take another 90 right here where I marked it and go right up with it. Boy, I'm dying for a PBR. Okay. It's a little early for that yet, folks. But anyhow, I miss everybody. I've been so busy, so much going on with the holidays and everything. I'm sorry I haven't done anything with videos. I promise I will. Told you guys I'd be doing this neon videos. Okay, it's loose. We got hot glass. We're ready for the bend. You ready for the bend? Here we go. There it is. We're back to the pattern. We align the glass on the pattern. Okay, now I'm going to go grab you guys, bring you back over here on the bench so that you can see where our progress is. All right. All right, here we go. Here we go, here we go, here we go. Yo, yo, yo. All right, you see where we're at here? Okay, here's our glass that we've bent. We've made 3 bends, and that's where we are on our pattern. Just like that, okay? Now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna make this bend here, then we're gonna go to the ribbon burner, and we're gonna start coming up here with this nice smooth bend here. We'll do this in 2 moves. We'll bend it from here to here, then we'll bend it from here to here, then we'll come up and I'll show you how we do this, where we actually go into the housing with an electrode. Show you how I weld an electrode on. Now every unit has 2 electrodes, 1 at either end, okay? I'll show you this unit here. It's probably hard to see on this blue, huh? What if I put it over here? Well, I'll move this. Oh, broke. See, there's an electrode here and an electrode here, okay? This electrode is open on one end. It's called a tubulation. And this electrode's closed on this end, okay? So this is where we'll attach it to the manifold and we'll do our pumping. So, all right, let's get back to bending here. Okay, take our chalk, make our mark. Now, I got to switch because I'm going to be working with the other tag end of the glass now. So my adapter goes in the other end, my cork goes in the other end. All right, let's make this bend here. Back into the fire. I hope everybody had a good holiday. I did. It's been colder than hell here. Holy cow, sub-zero temperatures. Had to put a water pump in the Subaru. That wasn't fun. That was costly fix. While he was in there, he did a timing belt. So the Subaru's cool. I'm digging it in this weather. A lot of fun. Okay, we're ready to go back to the pattern for this bend. All right. Okay, we're keeping the glass nice and flat. I always got to keep pressing it down on the pattern so that it remains nice and flat. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to mark the bend that we're going to go over in the ribbon burner and make, okay? So I want to go there, and I want to go there. Okay, now you'll see how far apart those marks are. That's how much glass I want to heat to make this next bend. Now, I'm going to move these again. I told you this was going to be a tricky process here. But we'll get it. We'll get you. You'll be understanding. Now, I'm going to shut this piece of crazy neon off here because I don't want it messing with the video. All right. I don't know how this is going to work, but I'm going to try to put you right here. Yeah, because I want you to be able to see the ribbon burn. All right, you're not going to be able to see me go to the pattern, so I'm going to do it a little different this time. I'm going to reset you up here because I want you to see the ribbon burner, how that goes, how that works. Let me see, can you see?